Good morning.
Good morning.
I think probably all of us here are curious about and want to know as much about what is God like, what is that arena, that field that we call God, what is that like? And I think one of the things we can know for sure is that it is incredibly creative. And sometimes I'll hear they've discovered a new galaxy or a whole bunch of new stars or something like that, and I'll think, where are they going to put them? We've got so many. But then I think, okay, there's no time, there's no space in that arena that we call God, so I guess there's plenty room. It's in mind. There must be infinite space in mind. So God is incredibly creative, and so are our children. Have you seen those little ads for AT&T where the businessman sits down at the table with the children, and he'll say, what's better, faster or slower? And they go, I know. This little girl says, faster's better, and he says, well, why? And she says, well, because a jaguar would be chasing you, and then it would catch you, and it would make you into an animal, and then you would go, because I want to be a human again. And then the best part about these ads is he just sits there and looks at her, and I'm sure he's thinking, where does that come from? And then another one is he asks the group of kids, what is better, less or more? And I know. And she'll say, more is better. And he'll say, why? And she'll say, well, because if you have less and your parents won't let you have more and you want more, we always want more. And he goes, I follow you. Very cute. The kids are incessantly creative. They don't have to think about it. They just are. And then there was this thing that came on the email of this man who I thought was excessively creative, is that he wanted to build a shelter for his horses, and it takes a permit to build a shelter, but it does not take a permit to build a table. So he built a great big table and put his horses on it. And being from a family of contractors, that's very creative. He would take a great big tablecloth and put it on it, and then put a big ceramic pot of flowers on it. And we are so creative too. We can't help it. Even if we didn't want to be, we can't help it. What we think and what we say and what we believe in particular sets up this vibratory field, and it magnetizes to it more of the same. So if you're saying, thinking, believing sad stuff, it kind of brings you more sad experiences. If it's happy, joyous stuff, it brings you more joyous experiences. That's the setup. That's how it works. And in that, when children are playing, they're constantly making up stories, aren't they? And in my backyard, in the afternoon, the children next door play in their backyard, not my backyard. And they're out there, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, you're dead, and all that sort of thing. And then eventually, the mother comes out and calls them into dinner. And when that happens, that story is over. And it's the same way with us. When we go through the experience that we would call death, when we go home to be nurtured, that story is over. And have you ever seen a story? We love stories. Have you ever seen a story, television or movies or in a book that doesn't have angst in it? It's always got some obstacle to overcome. So that's how we are. That's how we are with stories. We just are creative beings. And there's this little rhyme, is not quite what it is, but in the est teaching. And in it, it says these two phrases that kind of need an explanation. One of them is, what is, and the other one is, what is not. And in the rhyme, what is this field that is God, that is always the same. It doesn't change. It is joy, peace, love, health, constant, doesn't change. That field of God, that's what is. What is not is the story that we do, that we are always creating. It's constantly changing. The saying goes like this: life is a game. Life is a game in which what is not is more important than what is. When what is becomes more important than what is not, the game is over, but the good times go.
Beautiful.